Otumfuo say to for the first time. The both ye part is a wolf tea in some our can. A camia say a bima or more power no person ye name bia na identity or mudito to Asanteman or more amamre ase. A few days ago, and an information about said the regional House of Chiefs or more create a section. Ama a year the Queen Mothers are or more a year Ghana. Na sa Queen Mothers no are more Ghana no. At the end of the day, say kuya ye create no. Yes na be at the end of the day decision bia or hini bia will be take. And now hini bia will krum he bia so Otumfuo doma hini yana. Decision bia will be take bia no. Upa umpo you have to include a year people are more the regional House of Chiefs which will now which women will be part because into a big critique in bank asangasa or mukwes the Queen Mothers associate something like that. Now Otumfuo said to call a menshia in Burma and as I him for we in Burma mu taking major decisions, but the women take a very critical role at the backstage, which means in Burma no you minim bibi ni ekọ consult omo but then se nipa mu ani bedwe mu no omo ne eye mbema ahemfo no entina bedwe entake decision asante for omamamre no na John Dramani Mahama the administration by the administration is of the view say on person we include women abuni make us inclusivity and we create a section for women na eye the Queen Mothers are more eye the various regional chiefs kind of regional chiefs and also ahemfo nketwa ne akese nyina e be create na be a decision be e take bia no do be part and no na Otumfuo say to eden sim bi abetudwa wo hwa ne bonjo so, and this time he sent a very serious warning to the government.
Obia ntibintra babia nhyehyemre bia za national na ebefra wobia ya hinnie baye ne nhyehyɛ de baye nko obi owo baabi so de nko it is statutory you know mo nhwɛ yie no obia nkofa ban mu ne nkrata bia medwae ho Asanteman ye maame no ye wo tumi ma ye nanan mo tetete mfia ha na ni tumi de ma wo mo so mo mfam emu ma na wo ho ye de buo ne ani die ma wo mo on the what to me so ye hine kura ye ne etie nyina oba na yi yen asa na ye ba na so ye de ne say ye maame wo yi wie no otonche a foot otonche opim abatu na okofie no akoka asam sa na ye nhyehyɛ etie ye hia Asanteman ya ni om na ti oka we ya ha ya tie nyina ye na abro for ne krata asam enye amane no creation of regional House of Chiefs enye ye ne amane it will be an fakata bien free baby and emekeka bibia and fata bianche. Obi or baby was one do dear jade, only na dear. Yes, so yes, ye dinner dear, yes, ye denko. Mumfanfra, na national will be a free baby, will be free not to be free. Any want any amania sit, Nasamokasa mu ye wholesaler there. Memma will be a fine or Ghana have once some money and that. Memma Kwanza. And I mean, a young Camu bien. The constitution of boy and the institution of chieftaincy, together with the traditional councils as established by customary law and usage, is hereby guaranteed in the constitution. Your customary usage, say any Asante, Memata, say near Fadrin, near Mamma to an Yaka. I will ho. That's what we were taught to a creative, Mobi may you wait there, and your money and your no constitution, paying national. It's clearly specified there. But quite no call name Mammy Tiffy, or Nikabi of a cabia. Come on in a mammy talk about beer, Masuka and Mammy Cabia, Javin and Mammy Cabia. No Babby Drew, what two free and what they have a ton and a month for Bumino. Sanity, your quite Asanteman, woman to be, woman never. Woman tell me Mukofia or 2 foot and Anna, your quite as money I can say, next time Mukwa say net here. Yes, she shall no. Net the anis were yinipano, a money no, will be Montesa, Nanon Chessa, what's on your truck at the breast, ye say, and also free him. Won't win the summer money, Minister, and the name to me and Bitch, my son to me more beyond the sun and then the sun and there was some of me at Chassia. We are money and your mamma at Ibu and my for him and the Yinipa, we need period, the amount paying for, no paying for, so the and no, yɛhyia fie wɔte Asanteman wɔte me nkyɛn ɔmɛgyina Asanteman anim nkasa ada ɛso wɔn na wɔtumi nsɛn mmarima wɔtumi nsɛn dwabɛnhɛn no biribia ɛso wɔaba Asanteman mu abɛkasa dabi meduru hɔ de a wɔsɛ mmarima no mo na mo nipa no momfa no nam no ne nka yɛasante ama no ɛno nti nyɛ sɛ wɔkɔ bɛdaadaa yɛ maame no yɛne yɛkɔhyia yɛne wɔm nyinaa na dwene yɛ biribiara nanso wɔwie nso a wɔte m'akyi na afei mmarima yɛne yɛkɔka ase biribi a yɛne no akɔfie akɔdwene ho impɛs mmara lawyer medase a sɛ wɔbɛka sɛ yɛnyɛ sɛ twɔtwɔ nneɛma basa ɛkɔ hɔ a mo a mopɛ momfa medeɛ momfa ma ha deɛ mobɛhyia ato mu biaa ba ha metwam memfa nyɛ adwuma ɛne mo nti ase Asanteman nko yamaneɛ nko customary law and usage as pertains in the traditional is guaranteed yɛdeɛ no sɛdeɛ ɛsi teɛ saa ne yɛyɛ no obi nso a wɔn nso wɔn deɛ ɔpɛ sɛ obi deɛ ɔnyɛ Asanteman mu deɛ Asanteman tumi wɔ sikadwa koduro deɛ menhyehyɛ nko ɛno nyɛ mo National House of Chiefs ɛnneɛ mema mo kɔ bi kwa sɛ yɛatwerɛtwerɛ sɛ statue gyina ma mo kɔ meba ha sɛ deɛ mmara yɛbɛyɛ ne yɛahyia kɛkɛ na kyerɛ sɛ yɛ customary law and usage ne deɛ ɛwɔ hɔ ɛnsesa statutory yi te sɛ deɛ yɛkan ɛnsasesɛm mmara mu wei ne yɛabɛha ne yɛabɛdwendwene ho ɛndeɛ statutory yi na no nkrɛkyi ɔhene house wei ntumi nkrɛkyi ɔhene ɛna house wei ntumi mmɔ man hene regional house bi ɛne wɔwɔ tumi so ɔbɔ man hene anaasɛ wɔkrɛti man hene it is will be a for 2 minutes kɔhyɛ regional house akyi sɛ a research committee national house a year first nkyerɛ mahu sɛ yɛawia ho de wɔ bi din abɛhyima ma ɔma register research committee monye mfiri mu na ne kyerɛ yɛ na nte saa deɛ ɛdin no bi bɛba mo nkurɔfoɔ no bi bɔpɔ hɔ de din no bi wurawura mu hɔ momomani na hɔ na monye eti lawyer me da se asem me ka asem nhwem no mahwe mu and ye de no no ya dia yeso so sese na say wo fo ye tia na obi register ya adwuma say ya transfer no kwa and lawyer ya fa no ya na ye choose na ma wo na tua ne ka so we so na no so nya ye na ye betua ne ka me mpe acha me nti me so and na me de ye mogu amom ye to aso ne ye nkie bi.
Okay, so we'll join here now. Let me break it down for you to know exactly what is really happening. Video I'll share in its entirety. No, you'll be we need the Otumfuo or say to Asanteman ni and as we need the for some time now. Boom say on kasa see and the say that, which means some of can see and the bufu no bibi ewo ho. You see, yawa ha say na a queen mothers. Ana emba almost say adenti na ahemfo nketua ene ahemfo kese and as various chiefs in the country no omu take decisions are within their own quarters. Women are not part and no omu call the Ministry of Chieftaincy and they decided to mean say yen create a section within every chief house. Ana mensia nti ebe esa section no do ma hini benye bi mensia benye bi ya na benye bi ohini bia ochi hini benye bi within your ranks and as within your elders no e will so create queen mothers ewum abrochi aka meka se DEI diversity any inclusivity ni sa na maniema no so they want to include women in their decisions and then Otumfuo eka se decisions amoko take ya mo say ya ahemfo no ye take decision na e wo se emba tena mu bi no ya mamre e kire se emba e wo se etena sa particular decision taking part in Bema na ahemfo ya tena se ye kasa we consult them afterwards inti na o kire se ya at the point I can say be say ya etie nyina no oba anaye maame Asanteman na yiye inti eba ne se na sisi ya no bibi ye be tena se adwen atoatoa no mo se mbambe kan ho ye pa ye mpew because of sebi obi oti Prez Mahama ene ne nkrofo this is no me take say ene vice president your bank na ahemfo no you have to make women sit in your palace and as within your quarters I'll take a decision and Otumfuo say on tiasie because you can't do any you can't take a decision and say every part and I say all the chiefs in Ghana obia include ebra obia mamre enko ekrobi omu ndi omu wi preko ekrobi omu wi strad efeni say aponche obia na mamre nti utimi meka say sebio ABC nti no mu nyina mo fa the whole thing and Otumfuo say to say on tia say now main kind baby, but I want you to look at this. Usha also Otumfuo crashes bid to include Queen mothers in House of Chiefs meetings. Now, me ba ha say person me kind in sema Queen mothers no omo to government enima omo party say Otumfuo say hwan yo and now whoever it is no, they will not sit down and allow this to happen because what they want is that they want to be part of the decision making body, which means Otumfuo no sebiu Asanteman some more can nyina no omo ntia say nti in here no enche bia no ye dey two screens so for you to know exactly what in some of to government enima His Excellency John Dramani Mahama all parties be doing there we need to include women into Osha has say ya topica and I say omi na eda has say no okay so I think say we have it here or see the rising tide of advocacy pastor focus on top of mame. The rising tide of advocacy, the Queen Mother's case, that Asanteman's fierce stance comes amid a growing national movement for female inclusion. The All Regions Queen Mothers Association, led by Nana Otubia II, has been advocating for representation on the judicial committees of the House of Chiefs. They argue that it's unfair and discriminatory for cases involving Queen Mothers to be decided by all male panels. Their campaign has gained momentum following the passage of the Affirmative Action Gender Equity Act 2024 Act 1121, which mandates a 30% quota for women in the decision-making bodies. It is a seminar ye keni nyina no eha ne fi. Eye women bia anasa ohini bia ni din ede eye Nana Otubia II. NSCSA. So Otumfuo omu take decision e wo menhia ho a. Mbema nkwa ne tini dream ekasa. Ebie echi de go and consult the Queen mothers and emba no. But then within the space ankasi hu oba bia wom e na ose e na oka say e yade a nsin kran e na ebu imba enimtia. And because of this no, he wants parliament to pass a law including women in every decision making and every decision on him bia and as a him bia be take you has said at least within your decision making body you have to include at least 30% of women. And Otumfuo parties they be Asanteman mamre and this Asanteman mamre is simple say men take the decision big dream in Berman at Nasi Kasa because in 24 say to a trebemabo so mu take decision we are no movie or makwa consult in ban with any numero sahumachio any nana ana meyere anasa Asanteman anasa whatever ye call and say ni kan odwe ho say because in some ni bi wo kro mu take decisions na omutu sheda ha omutu sheda say na be at the end of the day no ahemfo ombitima akwa da dwen ho ne omgire no aka. If the regional House of Chiefs is taking any decision, it should be for them and other people. But Otumfuo said to Asanteman, no, that decision doesn't go or come to it will not work because yet say include 30% of women in your decision making body. Actually, be say include 10% of gays and lesbians in your decision making body because almost so many nipa. It should be a better like say when also when government editing such near pass they be pagane constitution no yema if any say chiefs ye more quite more they rule on their own. What I said they are detached from the government. The omu ye biano they are not interfering, and as government interference they take their own decision, they do their own thing. Government collaborates with them, but government and chom say you see. Into Otumfuo say to in some okeni na no said you nibufu at the end of the day Utimu say one way power the call in the nyasem. Before then if you all join if you've not watched the video, yembo just about 1 minute of it. Na yeba yentu aso well insef.
Ghana for hunu ne say. So adena was say yemani pe hunu say esunu bia na mane obi antimi ntra ba bia nhye mra bia say national na ebefra wo bia. Ya hinnie ba ye ne hyehyɛ de ba ye nko. Obi owo ba bi so de nko. It is statutory, you know, mo hwɛ ye no obi ankofa ban mu ne nkrata bi amedwae ho a. Asanteman ye maame no ye wo tumi ma ye ne ye nanan mo tetetimfia ha na ni tumi de ma wo mo so mo fam emu ma na wo ho. Ye di buo ne ani die ma wo mo. On the wo tumi so yi hine kura ye ne etie nyina oba na yi yen. Asa ne ye ba. Na so ye de ne say ye maame wo yi wie no otonche a efu otonche opim abatu na okofie no akoka asem. Sa ne yen hyehyɛ atie. Ye shia Asanteman ya ni om na ti oka. We ya haya ya tie nyina ye na brofo ne krata asem enye amane no no. Creation of regional house of Tinia enye ye ne amane a. It will be an fakata be and free baby and me emekeka bibia and fata bia nche. Obi o baby was one do dear jade only na de. Yes so yes ye din na de yes ye de nko. Mo famfra na national so do be a free baby will be free not to be free. Any want any amane ase na sa mo ka sa mo ye wholesale there. Me ma wo bia kwan wo Ghana have once some money da. Me ma kwan sa. And I mean, young Camobian. The Constitution of Boy and the institution of chieftaincy, together with the traditional councils as established by customary law and usage, is hereby guaranteed in the Constitution. Your customary usage, say any Asante, Mamma, say near Fadrin, near Mamma, Motu, near Can. I will. That's what we try to crack them, will be made away there, and your money and your no Constitution, paying in no. It's clearly specified there. But why you know
okay, so in same way and a year Otumfuo said to editu ja. On the flip side, you know, His Excellency former President Nana Akufo-Addo, he's getting a huge slap in the face. During the 8 years of power, Akufo-Addo believed on the MPP and then in call for they believed that they were going to be in power forever. When the power is transient, unya to me, I was say to me nubenya afebo, but no munim said de ba Mahama eba be yomu if you are so. Now, one of the things Akufo-Addo during his tenure was to rename most things and most schools in this country. Now, some schools rename the NDC were sound alarms because these schools have been there since time memorial. Now, Chemdientia Abia, Yabese Navrongo School of Mines. Now, Akufo-Addo abano abeka se maybe 1982 obi boy or MPP party mu efreno minta kando intiense san ne minta kando School of Mines. It doesn't make sense. And no enu ka say no ebro mu lose ye no when NDC gained power and controlling parliament or mu introduce a bill to roll back all the renaming of the universities ex-president Akufo-Addo and then the government Minuka say the votes have been passed, the bill have been passed over 1 million as a CD. Minuka say bibi a cost of parliament because ebra deputy speaker in some way no na MPP for ebimunti say at the end of the day MPP for NDC for ombesesa the name change Akufo-Addo and no na the deputy speaker the two just say opa na enyawa ko si university nefa or party member edin to so ene obe na Akufo-Addo ana say JB Dankwa University fine because maybe a tick room akra na Akufo-Addo na just obesesa the University of Ghana edin no the attorney papa edin JB Dankwa or Ado Dankwa because according to him no account on the University of Ghana. Quickly before I watch the video of that particular incident these are some of the names almost roll back all these particular names the University of Technology and Applied Sciences I say Dino Aztec Akufo-Addo no CK Tendam University Simon and almost the University of Business and Integrated Development Studies. I know that was the original name. Now, Akufo-Addo son called SD Dombo University of Business. As the original name is the University of Business Integrated Development Studies. I and Akufo-Addo now University of Skills and Training and Entrepreneurial Development. A call also dini kwa akentena pia minka University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, and also assistant I wrote back to the original name, which is University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development. Yen kwashe the video of a year minim se make us we a showdown I call so parliament ebra the deputy speaker all parties say MB before more complaints a montia se the intia Mahama buy any parliament or ma prove say din tatantani unwa mo to university for university campus and university so say sanko for no bom party members ni person mo ana mo no or che say yasesa no say wonti ase akọ na eden ko university ni bi na fa party member din eden etoso.
Honorable Habib, I call on the majority leader.
Mr. Speaker.
Yes, majority leader.
In his response, he indicated that the name that is being changed, CK Tedam, is a northern name. And I and the Minister for Education, who are Northerners, and the President John Dramani Mahama, who are Northerners, are trying to remove the name of a Northerner and reverse it to what it was. Mr. Speaker, the person who sent the university there is not a Northerner. The person who sent the university there, President Jerry John Rawlings, sacrificed his personal money, an award that was given to him, a global award. Many of us would have used that money to buy a Maybach, a Mercedes Maybach, and drive a Maybach around for our own comfort. President Jerry John Rawlings did not buy a Maybach. He did not buy a Maybach. He chose to use the money to invest in the establishment of a university for the people of the North. And he chose to call it University for Development Studies. Why would someone who has sacrificed his personal money establish a university? And when even the university wanted to change the name so that it would be called Jerry John Rawlings University, he said no. He wanted the university to remain the name that he gave it, University for Northern Studies, UDS, for Development Studies. Mr. Speaker, why did he name it Development Studies? Because he appreciated that first and foremost, what the North needed was development. So he was creating a university focusing on the study of how to develop. And he recommended a model of university program that will engender development. So the program was an integrated studies program where the students lived in the community and studied in the community and were instructed by their lecturers in the community. A unique model of development studies. After he succeeded in doing that, then you come. You haven't built a university. You have not built a university for the northern people. Then you wake up one early morning and then you decide that you are going to change it. I'm told it was midnight. One midnight. Nicodemus sleep. When we were all asleep, you gave instructions that the name should be changed to somebody that we all know the person's political traditional allegiance. Mr. Speaker, they wanted a name from the Upper East. Mr. Speaker, I was there. My name could have been used. As a northern leader, my name could have also been used. Avoka is there. His name could have been used. Mr. Speaker, of all the northern leaders that were there, why didn't you pick one of us? Why did it have to be that person? Mr. Speaker, the Yana is there. The great king of Mamprugo is there. The Bokunaba is there. The Navropio is there. These great leaders of the North were all there. Why he? Why he? Mr. Speaker, one of the greatest leaders of the North, Al-Haji Mahama Idrisu, he was there. Why was it not Dr. Sule Garba? And why not Professor Nabila of blessed memory? Mr. Speaker, you cannot incite the North against me. Because if you go and conduct polls in the North, all the people will tell you reverse the name to what it was. Because you did not consult the Northern people when you were changing the name. You did not consult them. So, Mr. Speaker, I take objection to his attempt to incite the people of the North against me. Mr. Speaker, go and build your own university and you can name it whatever you want and none of us will challenge it. Mr. Speaker, I know as I speak, you are attempting to deplete the chamber of your members. It will not change anything. We will invite the members in and we will change the name today as I have indicated. Mr. Speaker, I think you know what to do. You can, if he's challenging the voice, you can put the voice vote again and then take a decision.
Yes.
Okay, it's in some same way and omudi tuja, which means university no you back to the original names because Rollins and more claims Rollins University brought tears a crana Akufo-Addo na adwin so best sanko ni din so ompe he doesn't want any university to be named after him. Tiabani say na obuye ti akofo bi asebiu onfi krom ho one contributed to the building of the university now din atoso. Intimenoka say these universities names no it has been changed effectively. Sansem we na ekoso. Menoka say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Shemia, we need to be very fervent in our prayers. So, Shemia, you need to be very fervent in your prayers for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Michimi also man paibumu ayeding. Adintia Menoka say, software be very popular. A year, social media or follow, in fact, or followers, but also members in Nigeria. In fact, on TikTok alone, or cover 1 million followers. A very popular man of God. Or the Simbia to just say the same person okay say Burkina Faso could be see the same person said Benin could be see the same person said ECOWAS emubechiche sisi and the way if Ghana's president John Dramani Mahama they try to take him off with plane crash and Sasidi and unti try ni yinefu ni intimi yinefu because people love him and people believe say Obabe Yejuma and ye deben ye bit my let us go streets and attack the man. And until also for year part say from now till 2026 February coup d'etat a bit missy will cronim John Dramani Mahama I was say my empire boom a yeding. Now this is not just a joke. This one
should be careful of the military coup attempting in his country, even when he is doing his best. Mahama should be very careful. The more they smile with him, the more he should be careful. Change your security team and change your personal security. A coup plan has been whispered from afar where conditions would be given. But as I stand and I decree that every coup plan against Mahama we fail in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
So for ya or this answer we etuja dia you're different because you can go and check in some more kind in its entirety on the page our TikTok which has almost 1 million followers. Your friend about Boma or a prophet. Say I'm medical catch on ukwa in sembe brawa kano abim. And our practice Mahama no on far phone and friend that onimno ohunu was social media ohunu was news mu but oni ni any ngita hudie but kwan of far so can say a man for we be could tell Benin a man for say Benin there they've had a steady democracy for the past 20-30 years a man for so obwa and check ena Benin kudita ni si eka de anka President Talon yi ne fiade so sa kwan na so ne bimu ewo krom ha se omo ye omadwen se by the year 2026 no early ombe sorry no mu yi Mahama fiade so. As to the reason why, I don't know. This is what this particular prophet, if the Abel T Boma, uko Facebook, Abel TikTok, Abel T Boma prophets. Some kind about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Because of emergency, moving on to this particular update. Menuka say 2 MPs have been dragged. 2 NDC MPs have been dragged to courts to be removed from the Ghana Revenue Authority Board. Now, this was the same way you start seeing, including Kofo, the GRA board and the GRA in Sema, and did the SML deal, Strategic Mobilization Limited, or deal na ebaya, and then can if we have to join USA, Wakofa lawyer say a chroma de own tree names here beam because a good see and charges near the born a political persecution. Yenshe has say, or say a private Ghanaian citizen and lawyer has initiated legal action against 4 individuals, including 2 members of parliament, over the appointment of the board of the Ghana Revenue Authority (GRE). The plaintiff, identified in the writ as Thassa Tafa Tassa, is asking the court to order President John Dramani Mahama to remove the 2 lawmakers, Francis Xavier Susu and Ladi Ayamba, from the GRE board. So, according to this particular private citizen, and all parties say, I will see these are 2 members of parliament. I'm 4 actually, but 2 NDC MPs. I'm more parliament. You move the GRE board. So any pay all this a year in semi court. Your friend Tassa Tafa Tassa. Now yenti in sema oka. The reason why, according to him, no, these 2 people together with the other 2 people all making 4. No, they need to be removed from the board. He argues that they cannot be appointed as board members because they are not private individuals, as required under the Ghana Revenue Authority Act 2009, Act 791. So, according to the Ghana Revenue Authority, no, Omo Act 2009, Act 791, it just say, Obia ye didn't better board no so no. The person must not be a government official. The person must be a private individual. And in this case, Sanko for 4 years, the GRA board no so. Omo private individuals. All of them are in government and 2 of them are sitting MPs as such. Yen so entrance one sema okan ewo down has say. Also the writ filed on December 17, 2025, also shared by the law platform and cited to Ghana Web, indicates that the plaintiff is seeking a court declaration that appointing elected members of parliament to the board of the Ghana Revenue Authority, which proper functioning authority. The plaintiff argued that the GRA Act 2009, among other provisions, mandates that the president appoints persons to the governing board, a chairperson, a commissioner general of the authority, and a representative of the Ministry of Finance, not below the rank of director, a representative of the Ministry of State and Industry, and also a representative of governor, not below the rank of deputy governor, and 4 persons from the private sector, 2 of whom must be women. It's according to some particular act here, written nipi e de court no say law no ama ho kwan, law no ashe say one more e was say ye form ye appoint you ko GRA board no e was say ebi mo ye mba. I will say bimo eye private individuals. I will say bimo enye above a certain rank. So at the end of the day, no, you meet me enya adwin to atua about all of these issues. Okay, we say. Then we can have all manner of persons sitting on the GRE board, but here we are appointing people who are already in government. And we just any pay all the costs. In are 2 individuals so mo brought sa position so position and can also munya sa board no kwan because they are above that position. And 2, these members of parliament, no, they are not supposed to be on the board because the constitution clearly stipulates against doing this. Into share 4 pages here, 4 pages and what has seen to share the whole screens no so plenty for nipa no den sem ne court no Tassa or no, and I did the commissioner, the Ghana Revenue Authority, first defendant, and also Honorable Ladi Ayamba on a second defendant, and also Honorable Zabiu Susu on also a third defendant together with other people are written. So at the end of the day, though, in Pennyforce Siniechi any be Charlie or the courts, but then courts will be the ultimate decider if a year argument are pay the abase yenyi these two members of parliament in fee a year a GRA board no so if the Supreme Court will agree to it or not. So at the end of the day, I believe say in Pennyforce Siniechi and you Charlie. Remember, said this was the same way ye did in Kofo and to board MPP time. Ama no corruption kesiye pa and the course so in terms of the strategic mobilization deal the course so ultimately no I didn't say be buy. So let us know what you think in the comment section. What do you think about this particular private members bill is any pay or the parliament or chair says sana niema kono at the end of the day we see yi sanko fui if he adhere. So that is the whole issue course right here in regards with this whole personal was to make was yenyi these two people in fi adhere. So let us know what you think in the comment section. Commenting be by be ready na ehun ye be yete wagin share concerning most of the issues ye ka ho asem ewo ha say as we try and get ready to move to other issues right here on this particular platform. Ashafo mene ukase sisia no Kennedy Japan oni ni baby mama Asafo. In fact back to back pa to way to man nyonko na we so ato man nyonko ewi asipo de Asafo say ye to ma Kennedy Japan no odidi mbatem ombumba nti to na her political career is at risk because Ken Crown on appointing because Ghana for Bekasa. And secondly to Osanso Kasa nipa competent to bit me lead the party. Na Anchebia na King Japan so storming the same Domi Kwabenya constituency Asafo no jan ho kan sema on MPP delegate for kasa na okachi oshom so montoma ba omi Anchebia na King Japan so storming wa King Japan kasa na ebi mo o margin so messay no be no munim say ensem no mo kan no a blessing in disguise. Me no kasa isi no there's a new angle about because nipa adding to the latest addition of people wading into this particular matter no Vim lady Ifia Pukwa. According to Ifia Pukwa, if you have to blame any person, let's start and blame Kennedy Japan. Because Ochre said some few years ago, Ebra Nasara Jasafo Owari Fufra Onyema Okowa Onya miscarriage no Oko United States of America. A whole lot of medical issues, the bar surgery, or Nankasa we loosen the bar, na wari mun semnia maniamano. Kena only sani peya hutu no wunnim. You know Sarah Adjasa for more than even the current husband. Inti sense semna na question, you should have been a person ka obe they will be janichi. They were defending and say, me here go through certain stress. I'm going to take my time on here. But one kasa udi enim eba TV any radio so ebedi Sarah Adjasa for atem. Eka says Sebio Adjasa for a whole lot of things which you saw. Now, according to a Vim lady, these arguments are not the same way and a trigger Sarah Adjasa for or yaw any yaw dear woody mono and nutan and on so quote Nasia Sebu or can send be said Obertoma King Japan pa dear Sebu and Katuma Baumia Ama will be we don't understand why she would do this. Inquity in Sema a Vim lady. Edituja concerning this particular issue, Aminoka say no. All parties said let us blame King Japan because he started all of this.
Can the Japan advance for Bantano? And you need 100% politics you because I may tell mommy who's advance for Yare now you TikTok, Nanya and you, Nay and I'm advance for your son. And Canada Japan knows this. I am yes, some way make because it shouldn't mean my details of say or Yare, but I know say. Nanya just a phony and I know the TikTok no. And Obi one vulnerable state. That is when you expect to say. And then you'll be a kind of baby daddy and your back open on and one in one column you. And go second day Japan be send a cheat. Knowing that address of Kruno worry no we are no worry no even the back of them. What can they Japan the only address of back of them 2 ounce address of other power for more. Ewa abonti and ka can they Japan and ka be kata na da paso. When I can protecting the dignity, when I can protecting address for reputation, say the cost of TikTok now address for your near. No, you okay? Oh, yes, sir. Maybe binti, and oh, yes, sir. Enti address for swallow. Enti Nina Kahuna Yanis and John Cononco Heno, Debbie. Canada Japan by UTV no be fire no. That is where I thought Canada Japan crossed the line. Enti asese kokramam oni Canada Japan nye obi anim onye. Canada Japan no oya obi anim na no oya. Canada Japan didi atem obi anim odidi atem. But the plans so ne say oya charismatic, oya energetic, he's able to pull crowd. If you can't talk about Canada Japan negative, I mean, omo didi omateme we didi matembi enye radio so no de ba here. But me Canada Japan free tema. Me fee ni a okay 8 houses or so obedu Canada Japan fee come to 12. And so me akra we didi matembi, but I cannot even deny the fact that you can't say you're charismatic. Why no say magnet or to meet your tredom or to trim nantie or to trim mabawa, and because oye papa oye adoye or chesika or cheniema. And you can't deny that young people don't pay. You see, Canada.
Do you know I fear Pukua Vimlady publicly? I declare support Ediama Sarah Adjosafo in the beef.
Okay, so that was in summer a year Vim Lady Eddie Tuja. Now, Vim Lady didn't only say this. She also went further to actually spill a whole lot of secret concerning this particular issue. Oche said there is more to all of this issue because now, no, before for Esamba BC, a deben pa and Esamba BC beam, we and Okato aso.
Nanya Gasafoni and another TikTok, no. And Obi one vulnerable state, that is when you expect to say. And then you'll be a kind of baby daddy and your back open on and one in one column, you know. And go second, they got probation a cheat. Knowing that Adwasafu crew no worry no we are no worry no even the back of some Adwasafu should have communicated. But just Obeka say, oh, Canada Japan on mommy post. Now our mommy post my political career is at stake. I think that one you were sounding selfish. I don't think that one is making you look good. That one is not making you look good at all because Baumia position now making no. What I say? Baumia is positioning himself as Obi Oye all round. Obi Oye objective. Obi Oye in the policy no will be no respect of persons. So if that is the case, they make it look like you see I make they be a politicians over here communications so. Say I am media Juma channel and may advise one card drive you don't asema can you solid but present it in a different language. Communicate it differently. Then you will reach the delegate. Because to be a delegate, nothing just I do better me to my bow me now post one. I meant to. You see? But who person what say? Una winim Canada Japan ne da sorry ya won kola nyem bosome me nsa won kola mienu. Ne strength in here, ni weakness in here, and by his weakness, no, do not vote for Canada Japan. That is what she wanted to communicate. But she ended up making her job more difficult than they was say to me, you know. You see? But I'm saying, say, this Canada Japan here, I will show you video of a year first, and I thought she saw fire a year first. Baumia so style there, of course, now thought she saw every Baumia camp. It's in I thought she saw around and I say, what could say Ashanti region, ama Baumia, basa. The argument that I thought she is making in Ashanti region is also that there be Baumia so same fata. Ain't more to ma Baumia. What I said, now thought she saw same wo. Eddie Amabaumia in Ashanti region said the Adwasafu so she wanted to say mu for a phrase saying Canada Japan but she didn't communicate her message well. She did not communicate her message well. And the Adwasafu Sandra become a whole video of Yera Kwating in response to Adwasafu no. Ono aba bontia ba because Adwasafu kan ya wo moa because Ken Baswa all my family and friends. Yes no say be ono wa wunti. No, a better position or more, and that's spot on communication. What I say, I mean, go and quite and credit and correspond.
Young kind who say, but no, unlike Honorable Kenna, Onwankasa, which we saw your campaign, Usha Dr. Baumia side now. I bet the establishment, no, in a campaign is see on So there will be some of the public antics, some of the campaign messages, and some of the body language from the followers of Dr. Baumia and his campaign team. They do not necessarily come from Dr. Baumia.
Okay.
What may I say? A team, personal, as we are looking at it, there are some ministers, there are some MPs. Almost a bomb pied and then say, hey, Honorable Kemba and you. It's not like they don't admit, it's not like they don't accept. Say Honorable Ken is the obvious for this country. Not necessarily the MPP. Do you get my point? Honorable Ken, the body language, the war yen and human from infancy. Or sorry, I'm not patri in Yumilia. Not Queen and say Ghana, your bed, Yakoyanim. Oh, yes, Yamu Binomo, yes, Susumo, your spirit in Ibisha, Honorable Ken Mo. Or travel around Fiti Accra ko Asanteman. Or share on Otinikamu, or share lagoon a war wager. I ensure that what yantam yentumi yanere. Or cock Accra no who traffic a war castle, not dream boom. You see, and somebody like that will begin to ask himself questions and say, not before no your problem, and I said then. And it is evident in all his public pronouncements. It is evident in all his campaign messages. Oh,
and you think that message is no a core ground because what so muntina now Baumia can't be used. First and foremost, I'm better answer whether or not only Judy I say Baumia Campano is using Adjustafo against a Canada.
May support Jude 100% or make a statement to say, and around this time, money follow interviews. Yes, and then me share that follow it. I follow the interview, even though I'm besting out. Do you get it? But we are there, a human being full of blood, born of a woman. When you are being provoked to the extreme. Entering in law, there's a defense known as provocation. What me I say? Obi provokiwa na ukukuni pakrana. Sometimes ubet me afa onwedi using the defense of provocation. And a political provocation, I a dangerous change, especially looking at Honorable Ken position. Normally, the anger no, is not from. The messages and the things they do, Oshe Nipana, who's a common message be said, sometimes Nipana Okuno, and ya we yasa over Daniwichi, who bupon conwasha say, hey, wow, who Nipa direct pa no watch and kind. That is where Honorable Ken's pain is. Almost every single person of Baba out, everything of our grown, and you'll be on one casa watching the bottom musical. And not now.
Utterances justified. And they said they Jude can. I just have to say no crown na umi no we didn't attempt that. You are saying that justified.
Hello.
Hello, question me busa say. I just have an argument back home. All can at me say no crown or can one crown you no crown. Why any that? I will say also can ne outburst in first by provocation. It is I don't have to wedding attempt and just I don't have to provoke it in Oyana.
Exactly. Oh, and I mean my explanation is provocation, it is not coming from the things they say. It is any adua count. But Obia Opa Mado Opa Nyoma Mayama Oyase. Now to me by public. Say this is the time I need you.
Okay, so same way and air course. So straight up, you call this particular update. So we gave you an update right here on this particular platform. Say Ghana, together with our president of the Republic of Ghana and the foreign minister, you're back together. You the aid air call Akoma Jamaica following a recent Hurricane Helene. Of course, so destroy or more. Most of their things and near Jamaica as in for. So this particular aid and relief items, the US military, almost special military aircraft, and a fire and no now all share on the screens. That this footage is coming from the Ghana Armed Forces Engineer Contingent. Apart from these two, Ghana, yes, also at the year 54 to 60 members of our battalion, military personnel, say omonko Jamaica, no omonko boa with putting things in order, helping, relief items, distribution, yeah. So as you can see, aircraft side this Niama we aircon enuni say soldiers Ghana for together with US Army or Mabuma say or Mokwa, as you can see, and on screens so. Now Sabra Menoka says information about CCA party says relief items I could do Jamaica and also I sound so then I could do soldiers so I could do a Jamaica or ama Menoka say minister abo kami omo. Inti I want to share this particular video of what really happened when the Ghana military together with aid Jamaica, which is coming from our president and Ghana, said they victims of this devastating hurricane Helene. Yen share what really happened and in sama our minister no any unipa pa on say ombeje Asanteman and sama ode etuja.
Colonel Prairie of the Jamaica Defense Force, and indeed Colonel Asia, who is here in charge of the 48th Regiment of the Ghanaian Armed Forces. We're here to welcome them and to say how grateful we are to President Mahama and indeed to the government and people of the Republic of Ghana for their great generosity in ensuring that these 49 engineers and 5 members of the medical corps are here to support Jamaica in our recovery and indeed our reconstruction efforts.
Thank you very much for this warm welcome. We're pleased that we are here, and we are not here to joke at all. We are here to solidarize and work to bring some form of relief to our lovely people of Jamaica.
Okay, so that was exactly what really happened. As you can see, the relief items, I could do or more airport or more ebe start here. I could check. Now, far from these two, we can say, the recent budget here, really, NDC food be started complaining. Say, the thing about the National Democratic Congress is that they don't help their own. Until Omamba power, instead of them to give contracts, no, NDC for some be that party, if the party becomes unpopular. Ombetimi enye skafuo bi wo party ni ombetimi push party ni forward omunye and he has started the contract in MPP4. Even though MPP4 or more opposition, most of them are enjoying contracts. Inku TSN sema ye papi audituja e babaka e betwaso.
Na we koma mampanyin na bedi achire chief of staff, office of the president, any all appointees. We should build our own. I repeat on this show. Please, your budget to ya buy ya become some de infrastructure, upgrade, ICT education, real growth on the positive, no. Ya here, the MPP doing opposition may benefit more than the NDC. Ma observe BB Abra Ora Air Cosway. Ma who say MPP former appointee bi onam court no kwa ne di ne sika. Buffer stock. No, ne yere contract. Na ntu fi se sanka buffer stock CEO yi. Sanka piki MPP 45. E no build o ma nka no dina court. E ko nyina court. Kwabna dubu ahe. National Signal Bureau. E onu ade ne company ye niema. Officer sanka kwabna dubu ahe. I identify 5 MPP businessmen. And I said that, I want to build you. And can see.
But me abra bring now. So I'm building businessmen.
Exactly. And to part in planning for me se me baha ne PC and na una de me baha nkame maha. That's a fact. Na kame maha. Me se baha a year today.
Mate.
The year say a part in planning for no say any obi na e pa appointment. Debbie. Chief of staff mun tie me no pay. Na say ya anye careful awu you be with the beautiful budget, good macroeconomic policy, exchange rate na ekoye, policy rate na ekoye. Afobon say 2028 ni bedru, we have not built people enough. Senka excellence betie ni a medium hadwi na mechre. I'm not a prophet of doom. Agency bia no modern for any pa family and build omo. For every minister, tell them build people, build the young guys. who are minister, who are CEO, who are chief of staff. How many people are you building? Share and not Boris B Farms.
Boris B
Farms. Boris B Farms or typical MPP ni. In fact, let me say on authority. He was part of a Kufuado security team.
Yes.
Me I know for a fact. But MP before being to the point say his excellency quas and keten no. We fear no kodi die. Enya bone. Na the main patterns a yam building yet here. Enti mampani his excellency mi bun koto de pa ocho me na na ba ko nya ba me na ba ko so koto de pa ocho. Say to me na e dia man no bia na e pa appointment. Obi wo ho a mon building nipa. Say I'm building nipa na de bia finance minister ba begina TV so parliament wa kan budget ni abo ensema ma no. 8 years to come and build a man for. And to say the party will be weaker. Now you see here Kote Drabe ya haban. Amane say yesikasem.
Yes.
Hwe mampani unya
with the back campaign.
mampani unya on Mr. Prez Mahama. Obi na build no.
Yes.
On his own he will not be Ibrahim. Somebody built him from the scratch. Zoomland somebody built him. Bra champion ne oso ye
the president of his
Elon Musk of Empire so no. Obi na build no. Enti as a party no yenso die ne ye. And I make us a no bia na appointment. Me, I want to be known as a business person. But you see, the yeah, say, what me call appointee be of the whole decor on few. And yes, I won't call you chop money. But you see, you're the few so and one and them. Yen enemy, you see, can you hold the real campaign? Nyamia, you what don't you minister, we see you, we den. How many people are you building? In the next 4 years to come, what we the budget we are Ghana for Ajo Watumu, Ghana for Ajo Watumu. But so fear and ya abontum so for na bejo. Peace here. So you don't be your fair share say fear. And man who be fair in takra. Budget we Ghana for Ajo Watum. Say ka say na yansan koto aba. You benya no less than 58%. But yan here there is a little bit of anger and tension within the party.
I'm not for sending me.
And no be an appointment.
Inti same way na eye odi etuja. Now you be moving on near other substantive issues so. Me no can say warning kese akwama His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say empenifo so your phone sana wa hwewodi. Watch your back. The Intia maker sa no nsem bi omda ba tuja say Mahama obaye no he promised Ghanaians of 2 key projects. He bisa say any baumia be gina simple so aka my opponent can name a single policy. They have no policies. Now I have a policy ni say ya nkwan kitinkiti no problem. And work kitinkiti and now about power. Say nkwan kitinkiti we are not seeing it. And Mahama Soki Wobey until last year, earlier this year, who said or launch a year this particular a year in getting project, Amanuku Massacre, Equaye, and who them more started. But then, no can say MPP4B any a year, some party members I started complaining, say, Mahama, for the getting project to work, you need to do something. First of all, say Accra and Ghana, ye cra. Over 56 or something billion dollars of cocoa every year. Months in quantity, crab 4 billion. Do you grow in cocoa domestically? No problem. But you grow in cocoa domestically, now you go see air cra. In 24, and now Bruni Becker said it is conflict of interest because we are producing some here. Yes, so we are importing. And also, who say, one more importing more chicken, ebano, I go through a cheaper. And it comes in abundance. And no corner Ubenya because already markets and a sense already supply chain and all parties for Mahamas and getting to work. First of all, he needs to be bold, firm, and ban chicken importation from this particular into this particular country. At least you ban a section of it. Inti say be a banner 5 billion and I say be a crime 10 billion ope slash no na akwa down. Nsa in same way nipa or this same way etuja Solomon Owusu. Yenko ti in some of the tuja babaka your more details.
I've heard people speak of the Gukon Kiting. It is one of the brilliant policies that I've ever seen in my life. But that policy will fail if you continue to allow politicians, if you continue to allow party financiers to continue to import dead chicken. What's the name? This Ayarifo chicken into this country from Brazil, from the Netherlands, from the United States, without promoting our local one. That is why there seems not to be any demand for it. Because you see, if you are going to do the cost-benefit analysis, a maize in Ghana, a bag of maize in Ghana is expensive than a maize coming from South Africa. And human beings will behave rationally at any given time. And so they would rather prefer to buy the cheaper one as against the expensive one coming from Ghana. So government must, first of all, and as it is doing, try and reduce the various factors that influence production. And beyond that, make sure that import substitution, we buy some of the products that are coming. And that is the only way we will provide the much needed demand for our local waste. And this, for me, must be work in progress. We must encourage that. And once we do that, the teaming youth, it's not government that is going to offer them employment, but it's the private sector that will do that.
In the same way, or the two journal and so another person, meet man say Baumia or one special advisor, or do to Joshua, Dr. Joshua Zatu, our political science lecturer of the University of Ghana. We all know say our allegiance to Dr. Baumia. Or do to just say, let's say it as it is. Mahama Ebabe president, we told Ghanaians say. Sa 24-hour economy no SCAM Michima scam Ghana for so enye scam near that and then Mahama 1 year into his office 24-hour economy the same way Mahama so san kokon kitin project or so babe ye enye di name obi ntimi nkasa because Mahama you see an too popular ko kana asema wan hwa na ya betan wo. In summer, Dr. Zatu Ekan, I know say it really rubbed for this, and I will also on your own idea, and as will be on your own mindset on what on this particular issue. But before then, let's listen to what exactly Dr. Zatu Waka. The arguments are all said the 24-hour economy today is just dead on arrival.
With this I want to start from where Martin ended with the Koko and Keten thing he just talked about. And saying that it's looking very promising. Any initiative that is aimed at putting people to work, I like it. But there's a big caution here. Remember SADA? Remember SADA guinea fowls? No, you remember that?
We do.
You remember SADA guinea fowls?
In history.
There's nothing, because at the time SADA guinea fowls was happening, most of these people that are in government now were in government too. They were there. So I want to hope and believe that they've learned some experiences and then they are correcting them. I want to believe that. Because if we joke and this and Nkoko Keten again should fly again into Burkina Faso, I don't know what is going to happen. So please, this government has an experience, an reputation of things flying into Burkina Faso. Maybe this time they will fly to Togo or Benin. I hope they don't fly. But I hope also that is why I didn't hope that there's better expertise now that people have learned their lessons and will do it better. Okay, that's where I want to start from. But look, every election cycle has defining moments. One of the defining policies of the last election was what? 24-hour economy. I sat here and I said that policy was hollow, was bad, there was nothing in it. People came at me. Up to now, today, I'm saying, what is in the 24-hour economy? Look, and sometimes it's better, and I like the way you were trying to do the but let's do it. The leading issue the NPP campaigned on in 2016 to get power was free HSS. 2017 December, free HSS was in full swing. There's nobody that can say that by December 2017, free HSS was not in full swing. Where is the 24-hour economy? How much there's a secretariat there? Honorable Guzitano is supposed to be leading it. We sat here and we looked at it and we said, look, if you look at the 24-hour economy, whatever it has, a lot of it was copied from what Honorable Alan Charmenten was doing with 1D1F and policies. Trying to use tax incentives and others. I sat here and I said, look, the issue is demand. The woman that is selling food in Chop Better in Tumu is not going to open because there's a 24-hour economy. No, she's going to open and close because there is demand. Where is the 24-hour economy that was supposed to give people 3 jobs, 1 job, 3 schedules? So that if the Ghana Commercial Bank in Tumu was to open for 3 times, then people get jobs. That was the biggest antidote to unemployment that the NDC sold us. 2, they sold us the Women Development Bank. As another game changer, because see, women can be the engine of growth. One of the issues because of cultural, social, and other things, women are restricted in their access to capital. So men have relatively more access to capital to invest than women do. This was what the women development was supposed to cure. It was supposed to be one of the things that will come in and say, look, you know what? Let's make it relatively easier for that young woman, for that mother, for that sister, for that daughter to be able to get access to capital to invest and expand. Where is the 24-hour economy?
I said the bank.
Where's the bank?
Capitalized.
You see, there's something happening. Priorities, when the government has a priority, they make sure they find a way to fund it. How much money was given for the Women Development Bank?
It's over 400 million.
That is Martin, you know that I tried not to interrupt you because I didn't want that. I'm trying to let me make. I'm saying that.
But he's talking about
I'm saying that.
If I get the line of argument, it is the establishment and operationalization of the bank.
You were going to establish the bank. It's taking you, how many years does it take you?
The projection in the budget is there. Yes, Dr. Zato, please.
Disclosure, if it makes you look like there's nothing.
There's nothing. Where's the bank? Oh, where's the bank? No. I want to go down that rat hole with you. Where's the bank?
The bank is in the budget, but the budget has just been read.
Is that where we find banks? No. Banks are not living in budgets.
You see?
No. Banks are not living in budgets. Come on. What are you trying to say? No, banks now live in budgets. Where is the... So if I am a Ghanaian woman now and I want to access the 24-hour economy, I should go to the bank, I have to go to the budget.
The budget has just been approved.
But this is not the first budget. There was a budget.
But the first budget had over about $50 million.
The first allocation was $50 million.
So what has happened? You see, I like the way you are trying to be a very good apologist of this government. You have done that. You have been a very good apologist of this government, and that is okay. Let's understand, because I'm saying that the 24-hour economy is still a mirage. It's not there. I can see it. If the bank is there, show me after this, I will drive there. So these were supposed to be the two pillars of development. So far, we are seeing above the 24-hour economy and the women development. It's a scam. It's a mirage. None of them exist. And precisely because of that, these issues are exacerbating. That is the point I'm making. Look, let's go back to agric.
But, from the...
No. Okay, yes. Stay with me.
Okay,
so you begin to see that these issues, because they have not been solved, because there's nothing tangible, concrete that you can point to as them, they have contributed to this.
In some way, and Dr. Zato Edituja or Patcher say the 24-hour economy no ya tautia no dia it is a scam. It is not working. Yes, because NDC4 they came to power, they promised. But Osha Obeka said the nemesis, and I said the curse of NDC is that they don't have policies. The curse of NDC parties that only policy. The only policy now feed will be a fee so or more babe they are come to do this policy for once. Yes, our particular 24-hour economy no so mobile buy for any tea and no any tea you the airqua or party said this policy no you catch a Ghana force at the end of the day no it won't work. So that is exactly what is really going on in regards with the 24-hour economy. Menoka say, the NDC4 party say it is not, the MPP4 party or more alleged say it is not working, and even Krano or Masan so air core feather, a bimo air core feather air party say Bayan Kamahama on start to say or be banning in the importation of chickens in this particular country. Why? Because issues are air so with you crum ha anyhow I import chicken no Obeka says it's going to conflict with the plans Mahama ewa or person Ghana and Africa and Ghana especially it produce your own chicken. So that is exactly what is really going on. Menoka say next Usu Bempa is out again while we fee Abruchi and Amanoniaba no by in full force. We're joining the campaign train for Kennedy Japan again because in exactly 5 weeks NPP before Ombeto Abako elected a new flag bearer. na eno ko interview ni ebisa ne say one person also or US or advocate say King Japan can never be president and we shouldn't vote for him Ifya Swasnega. Now when the question of Ifya Swasnega came na mafo we break I remember say Ifya Swasnega we King Japan and then no Atina TV so a crash pen King Japan edi na tem yi pa until when the issue came say Ifya Swasnega is here no also your campaign ama ba umia ama we share ba umia kra ebra ba umia echo US or Ocean with New York was soon say no indeed no if you Swasnega wasisa and I say no why not just say King Japan be the president pa the Nyanka Sebiu a croon ebeshe. In regards to this when this question was posed and I asked posed to NS Usubempa had this to say about this whole issue.
Ghana ma to abado so chen mema enti deciders ma adwa dia ebo asem bi so say Kennedy muma odidi ma
Debio
enti abeye enkomo so wa bontin so
na oba papa be na Kennedy edidi natem okruma oba papa be na Kennedy edidi natem me so oba munko check me se munko check
mimi nim papa
ye wo ye ma menumu afu a omuye ni monyamfo ga wati se Kennedy akodi do obi atem wo oba bi huda mo ya de a mo scrutinize no oba papa be na Kennedy edidi natem okruma
ye ni papa ne bone na
oba Kennedy oni asema me kan tiw asema ma wache a ye ma ne de ne a oti ase sabi ye kroma and we are too hypocritical. We are too quick to judge and try to draw unnecessary conclusions.
Okay.
Oti ase ehimfa na Kennedy akogina akodi di oba bi atem obra ono no ni pakro no me person me glorify any useless things here, but the point is that it's a fact. So oba papa bia no organ ha Kennedy edidi na tem.
But you know in politics
Kennedy edidi watem every vote count and the women are the ones doing the campaign for Kennedy Japan because they want jobs for their children. They know he can discipline the ordinary Ghanaian out there. If you do your ban or muhua, ani bebu, me busa question. And the point is not about, it's about leader or respect to women. Kennedy Japan respect to women than any politician in this country.
Okay.
It's vice versa. No bema otimi eyini bottom sika etimi to a whole mansion worth about $800,000 de man baby madano or no muma na why ne buma me busa question why ne buma why or no muma why ne buma it is that kind of flimsy amanfo bi yusu ede kansem etiano na Kennedy omuma na why ni ade no a man no dey campaign and go to the diaspora, go to other parts of the country and go and check. A man a campaign market in Japan. That analogy is fall flat in the face. It doesn't work.
Your final word to delegates. Yeah, can you be we delegates and
it in some way and a year NS Usubempa editor. Meanwhile, in Japan, the campaign team, they are out here making a case. Regardless of the ACBR, Ken Japan, it still has what it takes to lead the country.
Question Ghanaians are asking is who is the best candidate to win seat for MPP in 2028? That comes to Honorable Kennedy Akumprekwe Japan. Adentia, minua Ghana no be sisia de abedu ni MPP, baby abedu sisia de here a power. Apart from power, de ni adaje yes ye nyina no ehun ye de ehia Ghana for so akere yen say candidate ni ye de ne ba omonto aba ma ne biem Kennedy Japan ye hwe MPP abakwase mu a abre bia MPP be wini power bia no ye kura message. We come with a particular message. 2000 on my panico 4 time all ban see free maternal health care, what the free basic education, health insurance. Ghana for some, if you say it was a problem for Ghanaians, we were not able to afford or cash and carry any the next cost of health industry. No. Ghana for G2 at Wabama. Akwa do bano, what the free SHS, any other policies in the year campaign. Ghana for whom say suku, obiye here so beko school. Some of us, it took the grace of God and yantimia day anko school and nu baby a yabedri. And na Ghana for so many to abanama akufuado. Sisi a your candidate numuna, the only person okura messenger Ghanaians are looking for. a beboa Ghana mabunu any Ghana mine is Honorable Kennedy Japan.
Message in here there.
Message in any say jobs. Ghanaian youths needs job. And we are na UTV for a publish ya debi on Facebook. Say records say start according to Ghana Statistical Service. 1.3 million young Ghanaians are idle as youth unemployment deepens. Ghana your major issue nyina kese wo youth no unemployment. Enu nti ne yenua maya no bi ewede ebo be sibra. Enu nti ne yenua mema ni bi ede ebo kro no. Kennedy Japan say delegate mana konya oba obebie nyuma. Emma youth no enya bi aye. No man no so aye de akonkan. Ekwan be so no obefa so abie nyuma no. Wasi industrialization. Which sector no din kan tackle agric sector. Into wa follow ni campaign na constituency bia obeko bia wo fa product eniema omo ye wo ho na wa kire de obetimi dia ye. The man has a vision in our agric sector. Agric industry no ebetimi aye de accurate enyuma ama a convert your raw materials no into a lot of finished and processed products. Ye betima aton ye afidi ye ho wa ha first na fe de akọ amanone into also oba tamale what the agric ministry ebeko ye northern region na wa create ye tamale airport no wa expand no wa make 80% of the operation as a cargo airport na ye raw materials agric product no ye timi obebie industries ni bi wo ho ni a process bi na fe de raw ni bi nso ayede akọ amanone ebe creating nyuma youth no ayede anya bi aye ebi emuso the same agric sector and other businesses. Uko Asia, I've been in Malaysia for 5 years. That's where I did my masters and my PhD. Omo this Asia model no ho. So we are youth, we are business, you have a business idea. Okwa abano or policies ahodwa okwa ombema loan, no interest. But the government in the BNS say they will monitor your operations. They will take shares in what? In your business. And one of the demand they say you will recruit more youth to work in your firm. Okay. As a result of that, businesses are operating with less financial stress. And the loan has all the business interest that's over 30%. Foreigner no free Lebanese any your friends say India bano any China crowd there omo investors na ba okwaji abanman loan no interest obi free India about 3% 2%. Also to Ghana ha wakwaji loan okwaji loan 35%. Now better yeah adwuma no prices no, and that is why Ghanaian produce products
as you say the interest EBN who are interest rates be anywhere
now it's around it's 29 up to between 29 and 33% depending on bank no be the interest free aba definitely the prices of your products will be higher compared to that person. That is why our Ghanaian businesses are not able to expand to recruit more. This is the golden idea that Kennedy Japan is bringing this time to create businesses for Ghanaians. Enunti oko bebia delegate the businesses and Ghanaians friendly youth for any friend say afino yanhwe de obetima boa oman no yanhwe obi a oba emabunu ni businesses ehun be dey ebeto wo na yento abanama no me say da bia minya platform ba bia na me kasa me say ye pe obi a yemva ne say obeye opposition leader amayen dia yento abanama Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. It's a fact.
The opposition
leader amayen odi ebeko ebe continue opposition yento abanama Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Nemom se to abanama Honorable Kennedy Japan I can promise you 1000% it's a done deal. MPP is coming into power in 2028.
I see. It's a done deal.
It's a done deal
with Ken.
The reason is that
so they should get connected.
Just get connected.
Ghana ma etu abado so chen mema enti deciders ma adwoa de ebo asem bi so se Kennedy mu ma odidi ma
Debio
enti abeye enkomo so e wa bonten so
na oba papa be na Kennedy edidi natem okruma oba papa be na Kennedy edidi natem me so oba munko check me se munko check
me nim papa
ye wo ye ma me no mu afu a ye ni monyamfo ga what se Kennedy akodi do obi atem wo oba bi huda mo ye ade a mo scrutinize no oba papa be na Kennedy edidi natem okruma
ye ni papa ne bone na me so me nim
Kennedy oni asema me kan tiu asema ma wache a ye ma na de ne a oti ase say be okruma and we are too hypocritical. We are too quick to judge and try to draw unnecessary conclusions.
Okay.
What you say? A him fan a Kennedy, akojina akodi di obaby atemo abra. Ono no ni patrono. On me person glorify any useless things here. But the point is that it's a fact. So oba papa bia no Ghana ha Kennedy edidi na tem.
But you know in politics,
Kennedy edidi watem. Every vote count, and the women are the ones doing the campaign for Kennedy Japan because they want jobs for their children. They know he can discipline the ordinary Ghanaian out there. If you do your ban or muhua, me question. Until the point is not about, it's about leader or respecting women. Kennedy Japan respecting women than any politician in this country.
Okay.
It's vice versa. No bema utimi eyini bottom sika. Etimi to a whole mansion worth about $800,000. They man baby madano or no muma now why ne buma me busa question why ne buma why or no muma why ne buma it is that kind of flimsy a year amount for be useful a day can some etiano na Kennedy or muma na why
For you to us with this particular update, Menoka say Nana Mama Brown is very much official. Say she is divorced from Nikunuma Somensa. Now the shocking thing is that she said she was divorced 2 years ago. So 2.5 years ago and not 2.5 years ago no Nikunu Omujai. So Nana Mama Brown is still single, by the way. But then in some way, PP Fumaban a baby Rebecca for some time now been reporting say on the Maxwell Akon with Fifi a whole lot of things, and all of these were no she said it's not true. But ultimately, the one who say be and some no corner, I was so bad no be chim and until no baba bekasa say indeed no she's divorced. But then what can be a no ka say do sense we are working and no and na a year as a townful inyan if I'm going to put it this way. Why? Because obi aba bekasa na Mama Brown oye bibi and until na warrior na de eguye. Now me the niama mienu and I'm the be 2 screens no so me via I be san share a brief audio. This particular brief audio we share no clearly no it is telling us or giving us a glimpse as to what Nana Mama Brown can at the end of the day no generate most of this particular controversy in the first place. So before I could see this particular audio, no, let us try and put this on the screens because audio Nana Mama Brown some of the things you see and sana sanema we nyina the air bobo air the airba into we share this particular the area 2 screens no so or say divorce saga support my husband and show him love. Mark Brown appeals it's in here no any intibia audio wa could no and Mark Brown or Casa speaking on Showbiz 360. The actress revealed that although they are no longer together, they share a special bond because she remains the longest partner he has ever been with. She explained that the bond they share is rooted in mutual respect rather than marital status. According to her, marriage was public knowledge and she believes the separation should be treated with the same honesty rather than widespread speculation. Because babaka obi a oben Maxwell wababe kasa inkuti in summer Mark Brown edituja babaka you better us with all the following updates.
It looks rosy and beautiful like you're describing it.
Yes, because when you come in kada but me person me man crofo who say
right
and yet the bia no see a twa ware gya emu court and yet the bia no see a man yet time me to me be ma me na won twe man so
it's not even needed
and am so ndidi matem da ombo me da ye minini share ye 12 years na ye kon once and ye kon Brazil ye ko share World Cup no e fiti ho a ye wie ne ewura bathroom no kan sorry na mso kan so ne edware bom and na de see ye and e fiti ho or ye gentleman that far But one will say, you can't what the anya dear muhuno.
Yes.
Intino, me make a sure baby, I say, bon musune wejuma. Ne pe bibi to a tree. Ne who say, quite anywhere. Mefia or na fofie me na me kron. Na kwata so wo ho a eboa. What I mean is be ma gina wachi a efe. Be mama obi kan de ho a efe. Eye ni monyam hye. But mean my bre mean to me nkobio. Ono so ti ase maame. E na ya adamfo ne ye hwe ye ba no ne ye tete no. Se nyankopon se mesa akobio wa rade de mbeko. Ba se metna ho a me ha ya metna ho a mewu. Mesu mebre. Na mama be ma no so go through. Na fe da could be machine ne ya na wo hye me ya. No de aba abebo me. No wa boma sum. Ana se waye mi bibu apia me. Hwe na asa akọwo ho. Na waka sorry ana na afi aye kan. Me mi kunu. Me power ekasenti man san aware no. Ene de makani nyina wa ha. Man san me engagement kitu bi tie jai no. Ebusuya na betra so ebusuya nyina so mo mpini o. Enso na o se tie nwase na ye separate na ye hwese ye beba baka. Onsam da so shem kawa. O se ya menhye. Nti ebia na ya baba me se mate.
Nana ma.
Because me hwehwe obi a.
Mac Brown.
Thank
you. Still looks rosy and beautiful like you're describing it.
Yes, because when you come in kada.
But
me person man crofo hunu say.
Right.
Enye de bia na o se atwe aware gya emu court. Enye de bia na o se ma na ye time. Mintimi ni be ma me na wontwe manso.
It's not even needed.
And ma so ndidi matem da. Ombo me da. Ye meaning
it is some way na Nana Mama Brown e kan, but then always no ana nipa bia no obia wa atamfo obia so wa dofo. In some way ebe to dwa no me no ka say Nana Mama Brown the nemesis baako I friend is Saliman wa baba kasa all part say and Nana Mama Brown eti abontia se bio all ka say na wa wi egu yen support Maxwell any ade na all part say you see Nana Mama Brown or ya ye hypocrite e wa ha say na sa nipa ya or this answer aba betuja obviously Salimana so we need the Salimana chia obemu say for the past years no and the past 2-3 years Saliman is on Nana Mama Brown their face so part the bia is umi obe can be or can be bia na say negative press and a negative thing about Nana Mama Brown. And also she had this to say about the whole issue about Nana Mama Brown. According to her no party say ono di onimisa wa no idea it was never going to work in the first place. She's not surprised, but party say nipa oye nyachon. Hypocrites. I am no so our really good here no. If we need to bring or put any blame, yenfa blame ni ma nipa bakope. And so blame no nipa ede man no Nana Mama Brown. In sama Saliman e kan emu yedu we no kan.
But now you were talking about pop. We were talking about what?
Yeah, wait. Which one were we talking about?
Nana Mama Brown.
I didn't want to bring up her issue.
Yeah, okay.
But you've also been on platforms to also talk negatively about her.
Because she's a negative person. Every single interview, people are. She's such a fake girl, man. Nana, my fake
What
girl.
did she do to you?
She's not done anything to me.
But why do you?
But I know her than most.
She's loved by a lot.
It doesn't matter because she's a pretender. The interview that she did, she was pretending.
Which one?
Every interview, or the cookie here,
Yeah.
She was pretending.
She was just being.
No. You've been rejected. Move on, Mama. Move on.
Feeling, I think that's.
Move on. And then what I want to say is.
Nana's issue.
Yes.
I mean, it should be just an interview with Sally and.
Yeah.
Of course, we didn't want to talk about, but I mean, once.
No, because
calling her name.
Because what it says is that she's fake. She's
Sally,
fake.
Why did you come late? I wanted to have.
No. I came late because I didn't want to come to the interview.
Why? After advertising.
Yeah. No. I never got the. I thought that was me and you.
But I gave you 10 o'clock. If you came, at 10,
I thought it was,
and
also the conversations there. Cause me, I don't like hypocritical environment.
Oh, how?
Yeah.
How do you?
When an environment is hypocritical, I don't like it.
But do you see this environment as hypocritical?
I said, when I see a hypocritical environment more. Like thrive.
But how do you describe this environment as hypocritical?
Because I was hearing things.
Like
I was hearing things that you see. That is the issue.
But feeling.
I was here.
No, I have a conversation.
Please. What you were talking about
here?
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So that's what I'm
asking. We are being hypocritical. Maybe me or Uncle Frank.
No,
she knew she was coming to you.
Yeah, I thought
she thought it was with you.
Yeah.
So then maybe we are the reasons why she didn't want to come.
No.
That's not it. I said the conversation that was going on. I know too damn much, and when I know much, and there are certain things that are thrown around.
Like which one? Even be part of the conversation.
What I say?
Like which
this
one?
is a one-on-one with you.
No, because he was going to ask me anyway.
Of course.
You don't know what I've talked with him, so why would you think that?
No, but Sally, I don't like the description of the hypocritical environment that.
Because no, I think it's hypocritical in the sense that when people don't know people, especially Maxwell. Nana Mac Brown Kunu. He's been a family friend for like 17, 18 years. I know him. And when I had the opportunity to even work as the producer for Mac Brown's Kitchen, Maxwell Nedeme Bamu, there are certain things I know that when I hear people try to blame him, I get offended by that.
Okay.
What in person?
So now I get the
yes, yes, I get offended by that.
So you say,
I say,
what comment did I make about Maxwell?
No, I never mentioned your name. Please,
I was the only one that passed the comment on Maxwell.
Please.
Yeah, so
please,
let's allow.
I don't want anything to be like banter.
We have to be.
Yes, and
I mean, you see the hypocrite.
Please give me 3 more.
My hypocrite thing was really. I took it really.
Sally should have come early, but my 5 more minutes. 3 more minutes.
You know.
Yeah.
So if I know, I don't want men to be portrayed as say anytime a relationship be good biano because if Sir Maxwell should also come out and say his side of the story. And
I think in the interview, Nana McGran didn't say anything negative about
it.
Exactly.
But she insinuated negativity. You see, she's always using a decoy. You know, when you need to go to the comment section. What people are saying, you were better off than the guy. We are better. Who told you Nanama McBrown is better than Maxwell Mensah? What in the actual world do people live in?
And what makes Maxwell better than Nanama McBrown?
What in the person mention I say? What in the actual world? Because me, I've lived with them. I've eaten with them. So I know that's what I'm saying. You see, when there's one thing that a lot of people do not know about me. When I have privileged conversations, I have never brought any privileged conversation out that because it was a privileged conversation and I want it to remain like that. That's why I say that when you know certain truths and because of say it was a privileged conversation, you can't bring it out and people are speculating. It gets on my nerves. It's not in person because you get what I know the truth, man.
In fact, it wasn't even part of our production.
Exactly.
It was just passing.
I know the truth because say there, you see, Casano, move on, man.
Yeah.
Move on. The guy has moved on. Move on. And you see, I hate women that they feel like they are better than like other women. I hate women like that. And what in the actual word? She's such a liar.
All right. In the same way, and Saliman Edituja. Menoka say the National Democratic Congress, they have been called to order because Nano President John Dramani Mahama or sending relief items after Jamaica for Munya hurricane and trauma. hurricane frama any nsu essay near hurricane Helene essay Jamaica for property cool nipano. Mahama essay any military personnel and also relief items command Jamaica. The same time to na Burkina Benin coup d'etat bi ekoso Mahama deploy soldiers se omunko no mko so sa coup d'etat na no. And then me no ka say sa soldiers see and they share on the screen so. Me no ka say in the parliament minority in parliament which is led by Reverend Tim Kojo omu demand answers se Mahama privileges ben na will be deploying Kofawi without passing through the appropriate steps which includes them if I say coming to parliament na omu debate na omu approve and then say Kofawi in diploma ko Jamaica any Benin to go and fight coup d'etat and go and also fight to leave items. Jamaica and go for ni ho. Benin no soldiers for ni ho. At the end of so parliament is actually the minority in parliament is demanding answers as to why Mahama is doing this.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen of the press. Today, on behalf of the Minority Caucus, we have invited you here to bring to your attention and to the attention of the nation some very disturbing developments by the Ministry of Defense and by extension on the part of government. They've taken some very key issues, taking some very key decisions which should have come to Parliament for Parliament's prior approval. We woke up to the news of Ghana sending troops to Benin, and these troops that are committed to some undertakings in Benin ought to have come to the attention of Parliament for prior approval. Today, we also have woken up to the news of government sending troops, military troops to Jamaica to assist on some humanitarian grounds and some reconstruction undertakings. We don't have any problem with the principles of assistance to these countries we have mentioned. However, the procedures that should have been followed and the due process of consulting this august house, this Parliament House, in such decisions for us to be able to interrogate, to ensure transparency in the modalities, the framework, even the various costs that the state will incur, how long all these decisions taken will persist. These questions Ghanaians could not get opportunity to ask because they disregarded the Parliament as an institution. We are here and very much concerned because this is not a one-party state. They cannot run this government as a one-party state. We have the executive, we have Parliament, and Parliament as an institution with all the relevant committees that are involved need to be carried along. Recently, when they sought to buy helicopters, they had to consult Parliament. So how come when you want to deploy troops to Benin, you do not consult Parliament? When you want to deploy troops to Jamaica, you do not consult Parliament. What are they hiding within this process? The first matter we want to tackle is that sending troops to Benin, we need to understand which protocols under which this deployment is going to be undertaken, how many troops are going to be sent, how long this operation is going to be undertaken, and what is the cost to the state? How much is it going to cost the state for these troops deployed to Benin that will be incurred as a result of this decision? We have to ask all these questions. We are demanding answers from the Minister for Defense, from all the relevant agencies who took this decision. We are also asking that even the accuracy of the decision and the propriety of the decision is in question, is in doubt. You recall that some time ago, similar deployments were made to Guinea-Bissau. Leadership crisis at Ministry of Defense. If not for this leadership crisis, we would not see some of these misplaced decisions being taken because the rationale is questionable. Why deploy soldiers to Benin when everybody in this sub-region is aware of the misgovernance that have plunged, a president seeking unduly term extension and other things that did not augur well for good governance, all culminating in the sad situation in Benin. And so we want to urge them to expend our resources in the right decisions and where it is appropriate, and taking into account first the interests of Ghana. You want to send soldiers to Jamaica to assist in reconstruction? Have you sat down to determine the cost of the reconstruction? Have you sat down to determine how long the troops will stay there for? And have you provided any such details to Ghanaian public? Have you even provided that information to Parliament? Have you provided that information to the Committee on Defense and Interior? No. You've taken the entire Ghanaian citizens for granted, and just doing these things are not done like that. These are serious bilateral decisions that ought to be taken only when prior approval of Parliament has been sought. So that is a signal we are sending to the government, to the Acting Minister for Defense, to the Minister for Interior, and to the Minister for Foreign Affairs to provide urgent answers to Ghanaians. Ghanaians deserve to know the rationale. Thank you very much.
Last 91.3 FM.
Achicha kakra na yika.